Hi, thank you for the very warm introduction. Highly appreciated. My name is Victoria. Does this already work? Perfect. I'm one of the co-founders of the W3 funds and a couple of other entities that I will dive into by the end of the presentation. As it has been mentioned already, I'm not part of the travel industry. I'm using things and the products that you're building. But what I know is a lot of things about new emerging technologies, such as Web3, and what major impact, especially community and ownership have, regardless of the industry. And this is what I want to tell you about in the next 15 minutes, what you can use or you can implement already, especially also when it comes to wallets and cookies. But let's start with a little icebreaker. Who flew in with any of these airlines? Just raise your hand. Nice. Okay, nice. As far as I understood, that not too many people have crypto exposure or Web3 exposure already. But let me tell you that now you can basically make use of the new Lufthansa Web3 loyalty platform, which is called Uptrip. How exactly it works, I will go into in a couple of other slides. I just want to tell you that myself, I've never collected miles and more points in my life ever. I'm turning 27 next month, so it means I'm, on the one hand, a little bit into Gen Z, but also a very, very young millennial. And for us, these type of loyalty programs don't really fit into our everyday lives. And Uptrip is something that I immediately tried out when I flew to Prague a couple of days ago. Now I have 2 Uptrip cards that I can use and redeem to other rewards. As I said, I will go into it later, but I want to introduce you first in the current issues with loyalty programs. So this is a picture of the conference was mentioned, that we threw 3 weeks ago. We had Lufthansa and Polygon on stage talking about their brand new case and especially the problems that they're facing. And one of them is that the customer acquisition cost is too high, the return of investment is too low. And they are really, really struggling with engagement because the majority of people under 35 don't care about miles and more anymore. They want to have other opportunities to engage with the brand. And partnership potential is also quite limited. Big companies and corporates are working in silos. So from the tech stack side, it's also quite difficult to easily partner up with others. And it's hard to have a 360 view of your customers because of the current cookie setup. What are other brands doing when they want to reach new customers? They are figuring out where they hang out, and the majority of kids nowadays that are also turning into valuable customers in the future are hanging out in these virtual worlds. And every one of you who has children or has children in their family environment knows about Roblox or Fortnite and knows about the fact that many of them love to invest money for literally nothing else but skins, which have no value but a value for themselves because they identify with the avatars that they are building within these worlds. And one of a company that is doing a really great job when it comes to adapting new technologies and co-creating together with their, I'm standing in the way, sorry, co-creating together with their community is Nike. Nike was very, very early in the Web3 bubble. They had their own NFT project in 2021. And the new platform that they are launching is called Nike.swoosh. Over 350,000 people already applied. And once you apply on this platform, you get an NFT. This is Vicktoria.swoosh. It's my login data. It's a so-called soulbound token NFT, which basically means I cannot trade it. But I connected my wallet, and I received this NFT. And with this NFT, I have access to specific other things that they're offering on their platform, which is buying virtual sneakers. Sounds ridiculous for probably the majority of you, but given the fact that the younger generation values these things, this is actually quite an interesting approach that they're building. And what they've done now is, in order to reach these new customers, they created a whole new world in Fortnite where you can interact with their products, buy these products, or whatever. Also, H&M is changing their view on how to target new customers because it's not enough anymore to just go on a website and purchase clothes. They created a whole virtual experience around the fitting process of how do I discover new clothes. And they launched an own Roblox world where you can interact with the fashion industry, sustainability. As a child, you can learn a couple of more things. So it's a lot of new effort that they're building in order to capture these target audiences. So as you can see, it's about creating communities. It's not about selling things anymore. It's rather, hey, let's build up a community, establish a brand, because the people who are part of your brand's community, your brand ambassadors, are the ones who give you valuable feedback to make your product better, are the ones who really do the word of mouth to others, are the ones who test out your other products coming from your ecosystem. And it was never as important as it was nowadays, where people, and especially younger generations, value a little bit more. In my jargon, you would say the Gen Z is woke. They value just different things. They value sustainability, and they value participation and incentives. And as you can see, a new digital culture is emerging. So we have the merge of physical and digital worlds. Regardless of any brand, everyone is digging deeper into things like NFTs, metaverse, and all of these things. We have a changing in behavior. The screen time is up, so how do you make use of the very scarce resource of kids or teens, which is time? And you have multiple trends that are coming together. And one of these PowerPoint, okay. One of these cultural shifts is loyalty, and I've mentioned it before. One of the probably most famous loyalty programs is coming from Starbucks. And 1.5 years ago, they had a huge announcement where they introduced their current loyalty program on the blockchain with the reason to let others interact with their brand on a completely new level. So you not only go to a store and collect stamps, and we all know that, but you can also do random challenges, be it discovering where the coffee is from, voting on the next top drink or whatever. But they are creating new ways for their audiences to interact with their brand. And instead of the typical stamps, you receive digital stamps, as they call it, but these are actually NFTs that you can not only collect but also trade. And a lot of people are actually spending a lot of money on that, because I think it's just the nature for us human beings to not only collect but also that we want to own things that are rare, or one of the very first NFTs from Starbucks. Who knows, in the future they might increase in value, or you're just a cool kid who was there early on. So why Web3? To sum it up, the tech introduces us into new opportunities where especially the blockchain technology eliminates intermediaries, so you don't have any other companies in between, and you have direct contact to your potential audiences. You can increase engagement by gamification. You have secondary markets, which is also quite interesting for everyone who, once you own this digital stamp or own an NFT that describes a specific part of your loyalty process, you can also trade it if you want, or exchange it. Partnerships are getting way more easier. I've talked a lot to these people behind the Uptrip project, and for them, and I will come into a couple slides into that, for them it's a great new opportunity to partner easily with others in order to increase the value of their loyalty program with different products from other companies. And we have the identity resolution. So with wallets, you can identify the behavior of your customers on a completely new scale and new level. How does the Uptrip thing work? It was actually really, really easy. I know I'm a Web3 native, but everyone who just raised your hand, just try it out. It's a very satisfying experience. You can easily scan your boarding pass or screenshot your boarding pass. And then you have the opportunity to choose different cards, which has something that I know from back in the days from collecting Panini books or Panini stickers, where if you have a specific line, you get rewards. So yeah, I was flying from Frankfurt to Prague. I now have a Frankfurt and Prague digital collectible. It's not an NFT yet, so don't hesitate with, oh, now I need a wallet. You can transfer it into an NFT. And they actively choose it that way because it's easier also to onboard people beforehand. But in the future, once you have more incentives to mint this as an NFT, it's way easier because the people are there already. And I was talking about the rewards and partnerships. They introduced us into upcoming partnerships. One of them is Bubble. And the nice thing is that you can stay in the application and then easily say, okay, if you're collecting couple of trading cards, you can exchange them into 3 months language lessons from Bubble, which is, as far as I understood it from them, a way easier approach than doing it another way. Coming back to, this works perfect. Coming back to the multi-company rewards that I was introducing you into, it's a new shared data layer that the companies can make use of. You have a new value point for your loyalty programs because you can easily integrate other companies, other projects into your loyalty program. One interesting part is that once you know who has a diamond status at Lufthansa, let's say, I think I did the luxury luggage example, a luxury luggage brand can easily identify these people and send them other offers and opportunities. And the collaboration benefits both companies. So on the one side, you can easily introduce others into your network, into the consumers that are using your product. On the other hand, you have a wide variety of things that you can include. I've been saying it before, the data for companies is actually something that Salesforce was digging into months ago at NFT Paris, one of the most important NFT conferences. The Web3 lead of Salesforce said that the wallet might be the new cookie, given the fact that cookies nowadays are highly regulated. And I have this really nice image that I've actually had from another presentation, but I think it's so amazing. What type of cookies are there? We have the first-party cookies, which is basically the good thing, the login data, everything that stays on your platform, you can easily track, no problems. But then you have the third-party cookies, which is basically everything that you have to nowadays opt into, so tracking user behavior outside of your website. And this is now highly regulated in the EU, and also Firefox, Safari, or Chrome are banning it completely. So, of course, we have this open question: how do brands, corporates, or any other company is digging into that data? And sign-in with wallet could be an opportunity. In Web 1, and we had the explanation of Web 1, 2, and 3 in the beginning. In Web 1, we were using our username and passwords to log in. In Web 2, which is currently still the phase that we live in, we sign in with Google or Facebook. But in the future, we will have everything in one wallet or several wallets. It really depends. But you easily sign in with your wallet. And one really nice and cool thing is something that is called token-gated commerce that Shopify is doing, for example. For Shopify merchants, they can now choose to integrate this token-gated layer. And let's say I own an Uptrip NFT, I have it in my wallet, and there's another company that partners with Uptrip, and they have a Shopify store. Let's say I connect with my wallet. Immediately, for the sake of this partnership, this interface would change. So instead of just typing in any random code or making it more difficult to track the person who's owning specific things, you can just easily say, okay, the interface for the person with this specific NFT changes, and this person gets a 15% holder discount because of holding these NFTs. And everyone else of you who would sign in without the NFT would see something different. Another really, really interesting thing, it happened in South America, is NFT ticketing. Not only for tickets in general, but also for the flying industry, which is quite interesting because it makes flying a little bit more flexible once you gain your ticket as an NFT and easily can exchange it to someone if you cannot attend your flight. I have to look at the time. I'm almost done. This sounds like a new era of engagement, and this is definitely the fact also with tickets. So what Consensus, the company behind MetaMask, is doing together with Sports Illustrated is to come up with a whole new experience when people are purchasing tickets. Yesterday I bought a ticket for a conference which is in November next year, but what is going to happen up until then? I have no opportunities to interact with my favorite musician or artist, but with this thing, they're calling it box office. They want to integrate a new token-gated experience for the people holding concerts or sports brands or whatever, and the people who are buying tickets. So how to make use of Web3 actually for your company. As you've probably heard in my presentation, you can reach out to new target audiences with gamification. You need to find the right use cases for specific problems. So it's not a solution to just say, we do an NFT drop now. It doesn't apply. A lot of companies have tried it, but it really needs to make sense what you're building. Blockchain technology can work as an effective support, but it should not replace your product. And crypto and blockchain is not only trading. I hope I made this clear in the last couple of slides. And innovation doesn't stop in any industry. You should know this. A couple of you who may have experienced the travel industry from Web 1 knows how many things have changed yet, and it will evolve. Things will continuously change, so what are the next steps? And for us as a fund, we say it needs more application. The infrastructure is getting better, but we still don't have too many projects and companies that are really building on these infrastructures. So to end the presentation with a little bit of what we are actually doing and what we are looking at, I said it already, we have the fund on one side. We are investing in early stage startups. And on the other side, we have people like me going on stages, but also producing content on other levels to really educate not only potential investors or startups, but really people from different industries like you to introduce them into use cases and things outside of crypto trading. We are currently building a Web3 community and co-working space in Berlin, where we want to bring together the Web3 native part of the community, but also anyone who's really interested, be it brands, corporates, journalists, everyone is welcome to learn about these things. And we also throw a lot of events in this community space. And we're partnering with the DMEXCO, which is one of the largest marketing and tech trade fairs in Europe, as the official Web3 part, so really bringing these technology approaches to a broader audience. And what's really nice, to give you also a little positive vibe on Europe, a lot of these like big players, such as Coinbase, Solana, and Polygon, they're all looking into Europe. In the US, it's quite difficult to launch crypto startups or to remain a crypto startup. But in Europe, we're actually building a really nice ground for regulation. And these are also companies that we've partnered up with for events and other ecosystem activities. Before I end this, if you have questions for us as a fund, what we're doing, but also what we're investing in, I'm not the only person sitting here. I have two of my colleagues. Please raise your hand, Tim and Marvin. If you have questions, you can also approach them, because I can imagine that there are a lot of questions. Thank you very much.